a debate na bibia so etumi akoye wi a ye be wura mu e wo Ghana Premier League channel so say this weekend and a Ghana Premier League starting weekend no say start Friday na channel so say bobo ko e friend House of Folk and Ho United and bebo na His Excellency President John Mahama for the first time obeboa ama ene ono na be kick off no e dey the Ghana Premier League it ye hwe ni mu say House of Folk supporters nyina opia be ko support House team no e wo Omaya your friend Ghana mu Accra Sports Stadium na sa game ni be den e be ba so referee papa ene ba be di match no nti say o ebe ka se o me kwekura no referee bi ene e ba be di etia ni ade no enye no kre ti bomodian na join ni bomodian na bra na bibia nso no entumi den enkoye di has team na chi na be support yo mu na bibia nso no enye den enkoye e wo ho no nti adanse a medi e de ama no no say na mu ni wo ho United ene ebo House of Folk momra na mo support team no na bibia nso no entumi den enkoye e wo ho no ye be hwem anase ye be wura mu enso ewo editorial na editorial no me ko House of Folk NCC fo no so NCC supporters leadership no me ko omo so na makoka ma adwen e de a kire omo se omo president no chairman no Elvis Heyman Hesi me ne na twa so pen but still we madam for pa enya asem keto a me bom adwen e de kire no na ono so age atum se ma bom adwen de a kire no de though we disagree on topics and matters no still there is a mutual respect or on man na masa kama adwen de a kire no na bibia so etumi anen akoyi e won me show no live my bet na what in term of Africa my bet Africa na ABN Radio 1 so Facebook na fe street is watching so no stream show you live channel say show we yeda my bet shops what Ghana na yeda so a show no echo live manfo jai bet nitwa hwe yen se na be mom guidelines no na omodi etwa bet no omodi kufu na bibia etumi akoye omuso omutie online my bet online radio bomodi ani tie ho na bibia so etumi ye de enkoye YouTube MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV na ukọ TikTok amaka cho se ye be den ye be TikTok live Sunday after the Manchester derby because na ye be preview na review no ya no after the game sa match ne pe ti Monday ne ba ne de ni nyina abom ne ya sa aba be chichim na bibia so atumi aden akoye e wo honom uboremu e we Telegram account honom na sika ne koso Telegram account bomodi an boru Sports Arena e wo Telegram bomodi an join e na bibia so entumi den enkoye games no enye easy now no say Champions League so to Champions League na up to Thursday enya asem ketwa Tuesday Wednesday Thursday nya fe di agrokra nti bomodi an na join e na yendi ensam ni mu nkomo na bibia so no entumi den enkoye e wo honom within the list of Vincent was also na Benedict ha anum say kojo sugar kojo virus yes kojo sugar de bia no wasam minim de ntia kojo sugar o de makodo so ana sugar onim kojo sugar kese ya no wo ya tinka say o angel yes kojo sugar o kan event for no kan omo na omo ye diasa ewo atenka this is waba angel kojo sugar nti de odi ayame no migusu abodi enamum virus kojo virus na yeden kojo no meka kojo na virus na ayeden sugar na dikan instead of virus this is a meka virus
the word virus na say nya the papa inti it shouldn't be
bonny boy virus ono na stream show no one 36 na ma bibia tumi ayede akoye yenran nsem ni mu before then no ye be wura mu my bet education kakra na ade na afi bibia atumi akoye e wo no Benedict me mo akwaba
list o mje so
bibia e kama de
bibia e kama
yen hwe my bet education kakra quickly na afi yenran nsem ni mu nsem wo ho papa
yes every weekend mu di obi enim say my bet.africa na say okutwa bet wo this year leagues ni na aba back and matches be brebe koso ochina Sunday matches in Sugumu Pine, Meka Chos, Ope Baby bet edikesi MyBet.Africa. Hono bonuses mu edu omo early payout option ni de emu da ho ene bet builder option omo de boy ntene me aboyrim options miensa we acheche omu yi den na esa wo ye se na won so betimi afisika wo MyBet.Africa ntene ko www.mybet.africa browser ebia obehu top right corner icon bia circle ni green miaso obehu login ni register me register so now so register be come MyBet ebusuan registration process ni very simple. 3 simple steps now they are registered by MyBet ebusuan. The first one a phone number, the audio mobile money transaction send a with media be scanner by to suboko. The next one your username offer username wait me for fear din be up so the show will be no abashe. The next one your password now for the home password ni confirm password ni na ya de bako into password ni shema no about the same thing as a confirm password no about register so be send you verification code. Now they are verify accounts. No now so about MyBet ebusuan. When they ye buira MyBet.Africa, make sure say early payout option ni ade ba kwa. Games na started. League ni started and the teams ni bebre wa. Nya omo stand ye papa. Inti ene early payout ni ade ametu for sefa. Games ni bi wa hwe ni straight winner 1.50 ni early payout 1.49. To for early payout no she 2 and 1 to. Ti wa MyBet.Africa na use early payout option weekend way. Selections are befitting a kai on bet builder no. Nancy and he has obeyed Chinyako fat teams if we Azerbaijan, if we China, if we are fair for our bet there be. For just 5 teams, Nina 50 options a woman, and none of my bet at the bet builder at their mind. Until we just 5, we be 50 options, a bit more odds in my you do. Or odds the moons who you do, the net is a do that is the 1,500 bonus and aka bonus at my bet they mine. Until who am I bet for we need your almost sharing away say. Option B out befe bia na boama osika no mu yedua e na me no so betimi edikese weekend we join our Telegram channel near bet and ma betting options in ma na eni unsu ntimi fiska e o MyBet.Africa
also ntimi fiska e o MyBet.Africa mumienra eye sensem ni mu na sana eye beba Ghana hase ne ababeka eye Ghana League no.
Yes, you share with the English Premier League and back coaches ni bi ababe on press conference ama matuto nyame ni ama ahwefo na and fans are omudi teams ni echi hu say nei players bi o ama mo expectation betimi adem ama mo team ema games eba so na mitie press conference ni bi nkakra with Chelsea press conference no Enzo Maresca ema ahwefo na ati ase kwan bia so no hwe Chelsea team na players ni be to quite South America. After returning the likes of Caicedo, the likes of João Pedro, the likes of even Andre Santos mo, and Estavio Willian Munako. After returning, into say be obey me seat ne both quite be as one best start Chelsea game about weekend we no. The back into me about preparation in Yamano. Obe senior bibia beko ewo senior team ni so performance e betimi akọ ni year with Man United. Na obi a hwe say enim with Man United game on Bebo that is this weekend against Manchester.
No, Chelsea then but so in this case it will be share. Now the possible players are out of the game or more between me and the abo any other day. Send you know say okay Chelsea key players ebebo into omo boa and no ultra better more selection obey so let's go into it. Players are possible so mobi any omo better so it will inform
the viewers. Okay, so here Chelsea, I said I'm kind of Maresca, Amobiati, I said the Brazilians and the South Americans, no more returning, no, about be quite be so a moment, and you mbeshe, send them bit me out to, but so here Chelsea injury list, Nidia, ewa. The likes of Romeo Lavia, one started here, that is training back home, you know, so bit me be joining team, Usugo, Echo Peki Nord, ewo, that is international break on also Kwako surgery. With Kopama, BCN still Maresca ain't me and more information on if the Kopama best started and as one started. And also share Chelsea images about one team from training now. There is no image of Kopama. Say be all training at Chelsea. The likelihood to on starting in the game very high. But so this is a difficult game for Chelsea, especially against team a friend Brentford. So this game Babe Adebakwa, Enzo Maresca, the bench and any team of Wosisiana. I wouldn't be surprised in the game, even with the likes of Caicedo, any Enzo Fernandez best start. But Enkai said this is also a week leading to the Champions League. In Tennis, call MyBet.Africa Kwakucha Beta Kai nafa two ko to James Champions League everybody so that is a Tuesday and Wednesday. Teams in be better imagine say they need to rest in some of the players to be able to get back. From the Chelsea side, the only confirmed player makes me a Chelsea match no untimi njine mumbo Liam Delap, because now the information coming out so let me say that is 10 to 12 weeks and no that initial we are almost so bit me am missing from there no any other player the likes of Kopama, Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, Andre Santos, João Pedro, Estavio Willian, these players can surely start or get minutes for Chelsea. And you say Chelsea are new additions. That is Bonamento and their friend is saying Alejandro Garnacho. These are also two players. Surely they may get some minutes. But Enzo Maresca, MYBET, say on June they said they would get the start, but they will get some minutes because the Afinoma joining team no or say Garnacho joining, he wasn't that fit for him. So Afinomoko through training sections they'll surely get some minutes, but starting the game, Brentford side, your injury list is just one player. One player, that is Gustavo Nunes. In their things on their side, they are equally good. Team now, a lot of travels. Until they would have their available players to also play and also perform so well. Yeah, Man United. With Man United, and I'm more in my idea, say, game on against Manchester City. No? By in there in a better pool. Even though say Lemans are signing Man United, but OGD say goalkeeper now joining on, but it's not the time or rushing into the game. So Unima Morin here, Unim so or your coach be a ban say rushing players into the game de bakwa on for see now Usha Man United injury list is here now. Ababe Cunha and Martinez. Those are the players that will be missing out of the game. There are a bit of question marks on Mason Mount because in their previous game against Burnley, Piqué injury went to me and Bambe but the second half as of now information about Abontin say Amorin and Mobiati as I said Mason Mount they are still checking on him. Say you bet me a starting game and I don't think he would start the game but bet me some of the minutes Dalu and so questionable kakra so on bet me maybe a chance to play into share the Man United setup Amorin and Mayati as I say by in there will be the goalkeeper in post and also the likes of Cunha and Martinez are not back from injury so Ushe their setup going into the Man United game I think it's something similar to last season team on the core we see the likes of Mbuemo coming back from the international break Obabe Jinemabo and also Sesko so be returning and Bruno Munna be Jinemabo so with the Man United team they are just missing out on just two players and I'm also no almost be team abom homodin the Manchester City team now Omo a lot of problems. In the time our boss say my MYBET.AFRICA for Man United 4 odds no. Now tempting, yes, very tempting, especially going into this game. Ruben Amorim wabushia Pep Guardiola twice. Nini na amuno Ruben Amorim 8 me we need that 2 games. In Chelsea coming into this game no or upper hand against Pep Guardiola. We have Manchester City team na players and they omuntimi njine mu Bobby Emma Manchester City during the weekend. Ryan Cherki Sisi no efri mu ultimate picky injury Vadio nso picky injury Kovacic afi no recover ono nso ntimi ngine mu mbo Mamouche eko picky that is a crucial injury Egypt game on boy and Savinho nso the injury is still players are questionable kakra say they can get to sit on the bench for the likes of Manchester City. John Stones betimi atena that is on the bench. Kushinov was starting pick up 1 or 2 teams training and on also betimi so betimi aboywe mutu. We had the Manchester City side this is also Adia Airway from side so this will be one game going into the Premier League no we are looking at these 2 teams coming and also performing well. Liverpool so press in the course now and slot we need a manager of the month and Jack Grealish we need a player of the month. We have both sides they perform so well and slot at Chelsea yes or betting the Liverpool team yes and course so send yes because now in the Premier League just 3 teams the moon face defeat here. We Liverpool, Crystal Palace and Chelsea team be over the Premier League now face defeat so and slot it me at Chelsea and if you man bet me abo no it me abo ni ye. We have Jack Grealish so side or also 8 no only lead assist in the Premier League this year or 4 assists in the Premier League or more so on also betimi atoa so ama Everton on the loan spell our joining na bibia koye so from the Liverpool side there and slot amayati say come Alexander Isak joining them or something they were able to get it on the line wow but now no he's not sure he will start the game because of onya a few minutes for the Sweden national team and on also nye team training ye into be hu Alexander Isak videos be kwa abontia it's just based on individual training, a lot of group training. On joining, that is a team training. Into any say why you so coach Alexander Isaac to score MYBET.AFRICA now wash your because obetimi some few minutes, but he wouldn't be able to start the game. So in the round of football about the EPL with press conferences, any information, a coaches na especially going into the weekends, any bit me affect bet, any slips a bit me share my bet any. I think say teams in my say players are me available, any more money available you be share and also a share and bet weekend with.
Yeah, Vincent.
Yeah. My main room to games because of this weekend. Before I start, on say, we kasa about Chelsea having 74 charges by the FA, and there's been a lot of development about it. Because when there's any development, I will let the viewers and my mom would see and also etimi share. Is between and asking because reporter in urban chess medical be cheche mu say before I told boil mu akwa kwese wo kwakoto idea you have to make checks no balance baby until we over so more checks and balancing. Yes, so omo say the money Chelsea books no, especially about financial aspects no, mo for a private firm, accounting firm on be animal but mu say that year now, from especially from 2011 to 2019, Chelsea books no none of them be insurance and okay. So they decided say they will report the issue to FA for them to the Premier League and the UEFA for no say two teams say anything. And prior to that, before they even bought the team about 2.something billion, they even made the then owners in the hour said this is what is in the books. So in as much as we want to do that, set aside 100 million for us. Should in case there's a fine and any sporting ADBI, we also look at those things. So to me, I think say looking at how Aniemeko in and it was obvious that things were going to be okay for the Chelsea team. But now, they were now. I believe say check it Chelsea for now. Now they believe that they have money aside that and how mama they believe say punishment but either say be sporting and say be fine sporting means my say a point deduction and I say any other sporting punishment, but aside that they believe that they have money set aside to pay that. Now in regard to this situation it's involving three players. They believe that Chelsea paid money to agents, third parties, which could be families and people closer to the players, through an offshore accounter. Players an offshore accounter, an accounter in England. So now, players say no mudia, but proud to that, at least to Samuel Eto'o, Oba Chelsea as a free agent. Then William so who moved to Tottenham Hotspur later and then also Eden Hazard. They believe that Chelsea paying for the trades can be in paying for money now, and so it's me about so that is just the case. So and they will coach Chelsea, they are pretty confident punishment in Conquer DBA but currently it will be some monetary issues that they can also clear from there. There's going to be a lot of games. Especially England at the lunchtime kickoff. Arsenal in Nottingham Forest now. Mikel Arteta babekasa say William Saliba a free injury by Thursday he couldn't join the team training, but then Otimi joining the team training at Chelsea. Bibia going to check it Arsenal team news, especially Bibia Okoye apart from maybe a more key player bit say Saka who might not be available to play, then probably player be so to say Saka and maybe a Saliba. All their players are or more of, especially this season, are going to also be fit. Nottingham Forest so back giving more with Ange Postecoglou as their new head coach, and in fact they are coming to meet Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium with former Arsenal player and also Akoko joining them. Two are getting fatigued. Any of Mars in the Emra, they are also getting injuries. Then Saliba, Odegaard, and Saka mun prior. But now Odegaard, his shoulder injury wasn't serious, so he also returned after missing just a game. And then Saka, so they want to start here We're joining team training, also in training, but then almost person be rational man than about because they have a player obey me about affecting in place their mom. But if you look at that game at one, yeah, the back investors, your terms are a early kickoff, a lunchtime kickoff about 12:30. So probably so when games are mostly I type bono in 10 terms and I'm also believes that it was some bad omen. But looking at Arsenal and in Nottingham Forest, in fact, if you look at Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, some previous games of Marco Inana, mostly Sir Arsenal and Bohoma, they are always the best team and they're always the favorite team because I check here their last 5 games. I did back in the late 1990s more class. Still, Aston Villa mostly Omoba Emirates. The last time they came to Emirates on the win was way back in 1992. To be fast I win. So looking at this fixture, I think that Arsenal for after losing to Liverpool and hoping that this season Ubia available say they are going to catch up. To me, Saliba training. They asked Mikel Arteta or pre-match conferences, is he going to play William Saliba? He said the player need training Enra, so who is available for selection and they are going to see if he's going to start. But to me, I believe that Arsenal for them, they don't have to start William Saliba because when they can't say and they check it, especially teams are about the Champions League at least. So about Premier League in now 4 days time, you are going to play the Champions League. After the Champions League, you are going to play the EFL or the FA Cup. Then what's in the next 3 days? What's about so in the space of 2 weeks? Oh, why about 4 games? And Yedika can season a marathon this season. The reason why some of us believe that Arsenal beat Magic League is that even with the absence of some of their top players, about day in day out, starters in their team. If the replacement they bought, especially this summer, can replace them. And then when they were buying former Valencia defender, Mosquera. And in fact, Mosquera came in the game against Liverpool. And Oba game, this is some of the interesting stats or at least or your 4 tackles. And make it 3 clearance and also 2 blocks against Liverpool. And then they Oluzu just 1 and 5 grand duels are also and in fact he's a player that Mani can say he's a very good defender. He can defend and playing from the back. How Arsenal for Bono is also a very good player. Also being adapted to our game now against Liverpool. Ne passes all boy or completely 92% of ne passes are also boy against a team Liverpool. Now they have Hinkapi. Although early days yet on shedding a lot of preseason time like how Mosquera in with Arsenal. So to me, I think that they have somebody who can replace. They don't have to rush Brentford and the other William Saliba because after Nottingham Forest game, they will play Atletico Bilbao in the Champions League, and that game an easy game for Mosquera to also feature in that game. Then after that Atletico Bilbao game, you are coming to play against Manchester City. So if you want to win the league, now what lose to Liverpool, you are coming to play against Nottingham Forest. Then your next Premier League game is against Manchester City. They don't want to risk players at this early stage of the competition. I think it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal for them to catch up because they already have a player in there. But to me, only Sunderland and now generating fewer expected goals from open play than Arsenal this season. This season, in as much as some of us here were a lot of hopes. Arsenal can say the first 2 games on board. Arsenal for in terms of almost style of play in ancient society, but how they attack, how they want to initiate or attack Narcissa because they have a striker. They want to accommodate striker style of play to help them to have a first game against United. Maybe explaining how they were trying to play the through ball to do that kind direct attacking football and keep it sweetie striker. But it wasn't me empha or mobile through ball because they were not having their players in the midfield side. In terms of second game against Leeds, Yehuhawa, Omupia Bodoma, Victor Gokre. So this season, in terms of expected goals from open play, they are not creating so much chances. But in this game, I think we can rely on Arsenal, especially in set pieces, in corners, especially one of the set pieces that let you move down in that game. Nottingham Forest will be a very tough game for Arsenal. Listo. Okay. They have a new coach who also plays very good football. early days said say maybe Northern Forest for bit me catch what Andy Postecoglou person of Northern Forest for them here. Sani high line no. In fact, that high line if they play that against Victor Gokres, Arsenal for the come. We saw what Pochettino Chelsea did abroad Tottenham Hotspur. So maybe early days yet, but then the team they have a very good team in terms of defense. They have one of the best defense in the league. Yeah, the last season comparison, we can attest to that fact. Idea be home say they are going to miss one of the most important players for Mutim which is Ola Aina on Suko Pride in the international break. So to me, Arsenal, especially at Anfield and history, back here, I'll go in for a
Arsenal.
Yes.
Emirates.
Arsenal Emirates.
Yeah.
So with history, so with history, back here more Emirates and losing to Liverpool and Nottingham Forest coming in with a new coach. Probably, I don't think Tobacco with how Nuno Espirito Santo, but he also tries to say the players was right from the onset. About a style of play. So to me, I'll go in for a double chance and of 1.5 goals in this game. Of 1.5 goals in this game, we should expect a lot of corners because Nottingham Forest for no, or more a team are the defensive-minded team, and or more defenders are a very good defender. So definitely, if you have Noni Madueke, you have a Eberiche Eze leading the flanks for Utiman. Two players who I mean over Premier League, the players who yet take ons and dribble a lot. They are such players they can give you a lot of corners from the flank. So I think that over 8.5 corners a highly possible list of both teams to score. It is something that highly possible in this game. This is a team that have Chris Wood, one of the best strikers in the league. As far as last season performance, they have Ilanga. They've also brought in some new players. Ometimi Ababe Feli the host Anthony Elanga mo Ediato. I believe that both teams to score so highly possible in this game. Now, Mamenko game back I told you that Saturday now. That is Brentford and Chelsea. And Enzo Maresca press conference meeting kakra. I mentioned say Liam Delap is out of this game. Delap out for 10 to 12 weeks. Initially, no say about 6 weeks, but after subsequent scans, Omoko NHS the player will be out for some weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. Then again, if you look at Brentford, their team are mostly Chelsea share. I am not looking at more players are how number, but there's no team and not taking fewer shots in the league than Brentford. So it means that Omo game now. They play in the mid block. They won't even give you chances to score. And if you look at the teams Omo SGs, it was true, especially in this Premier League. We United free haul so far. Chelsea and second team, and Chelsea for in a fine form defensively. In as much as they are creating chances and scoring goals, Brentford for no will be very tough set. Chelsea for beating my break online, but then Chelsea for no always only convincing. This is one game. I see just one goal. This is a game that I'm not expecting to see a lot of goals. And if you are going to what Enzo Maresca can, he said that players from free South American, Obi to say Caicedo there, Ahumachia also be drew England. Brazil for also Omo and no more first training session. So Obi to say Joao Pedro, Estavao, and Caicedo, 3 key players we maybe Bakube maybe I mean say be start in this game according to how coach can but then it's a crucial game if you want to win the league. These are some of the hard games and venues also team Koko Kelesa game coming up against Brentford or Malusu Yuano Wesa is going to be an interesting game, but because of how Chelsea for defending and how Brentford for backlining one of the most difficult to break in the league, I expect to say Chelsea for the beat me are winning by a lone goal. I'm not expecting a lot of goals in this game, but then this season what check here Chelsea for and say they've been scoring a lot from set pieces from almost set piece coach. Both Chelsea home matches this season in unfortunate loss at Neymar United, but I think that with how Chelsea beat my setup, if they're going in for Sanchez, Gusto, Tosin, Chaloba, any Cucurella crowd, that's a Caicedo Amba. It's quite unfortunate that Dario Usogo Opera. And if Usogo Opera, the only player I can bet myself feeling for Moises Caicedo should be Remo Lavia, but also free and no free injury. So maybe Chelsea might probably force Obi to say Caicedo to play, unless maybe coach Casemiro or he can trust any other player in that position. But now Chelsea hands no tied. I think they don't have any option there. So maybe Caicedo will start. Enzo, Stavao, Pedro Neto, and I'm hoping say maybe Gittins will start. Maybe probably Garnacho Ababenya some minutes in the game. Probably Joao Pedro should also lead the lines. Maybe Calbert must start Obi to say Magui, but then if we want to limit the game time for this, because after this game, 4 days time, you're going to play Bayern Munich. It's also going to be an interesting game. So the squad management, will also be very crucial for this team. So in this game, I'm going for a double chance for Chelsea, and I don't think say over 2.5 goals beatable. So under 2.5 goals in this game, and over 8.5 corners. It was a game. The Manchester Derby. And so a bit me akoso. Ceremony mankind coach a year Ruben Amorim. Because I tell Bayern will start in this game. Maybe before I remember coach my man in press conference, I was thinking say if me a Ruben Amorim, am I going to start Siemens, Laments and I say me starting? But then I was hoping say because Yafar Branton is one of the young players. In fact, Onyenya a call up to the Belgium national team. But Bayindel Turkey national team no Okahon. And if Odineba na Onana acquire means that this is a goalkeeper that Obabe, because if you had a chance to sign Emi Martinez and I will refuse no you go for Lamens, it means that you believe that say Emi Martinez was coming to give you say in Prempre or buy and Obabe more a quick fix. Then one for no kofa Lamens means that this player can also give you a quick fix and also for the future. And these are games that can make and unmake a player. The way the pressure in the Manchester Derby City and I say Lamens banner and fire. The mentality, the psyche, everything a bit me affecting. But Obano will have a good game. Imagine Man United started Lamens now. Yapon game on the man of the match. That is it. But best start picking momentum from there. Now City so they've also signed a new goalkeeper. In fact, one of the best goalkeepers in the world by far. As far as last season stats and last season performance was Ewoho. Waba Manchester City. James Trafford by I mean he had a fantastic season. I don't know Wabo League na ba Kobenli Abon in the City for San Kokopa ba. He started season on sharing on and off season. But they also contemplate that should we start goalkeeper and say Trafford. And I said Jambo Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma about having just one training session and coming up against such games. He's a goalkeeper 26, 27 years or vast experience from the national team and top clubs in Europe. So in this game, pressure ain't mean fun, but then it also comes up to the coach how he wants to also manage the team. To me, City they have history when it comes to say making especially slow starts in the Premier League. Watch here, their last 5 seasons at City abolisto. They started season in Ibiana. Omulusu 4 to 8 points in their first 8 games. Into the last 5 seasons, first 5 games, Omulusu 4 to 8 points in 3 of these seasons. And Ninano, win City, they can start the season. You have about 5 games. No, I win 1 pay. No, about draw 2. No, lose 2. But then again, in the middle of the season, Otimi Babe catch up. Epsamba Beji League. So to me, I believe that City slow starts in there. It is something that we are all expecting. But if we were City team, any United team this year, listo. United team, your team bia this season, they've been knocking on the doors. Until always be Ruben Amorim Asama. Although they've been conceding goals, but the project Ruben Amorim, especially this season, starts here now. Kunga about 58 shots to go. Yes, started season, but Muba Kupen Ashe. So I say the strikers are more for mobile. Omunya they've almost tried, they almost knock it, but goes in Yambai. Now, if you look at Man City, in as much as they have a very good team, injuries aid Omunya Yepa. Now, 3 players at least for mobile this season say they've lost some key players. Edison Ko, Gundogan Ko, and some key players. But then if you look at Obiti say Aïnouri, at least he's out of this game. Now they have Ryan Cherki. Also prayer for several weeks also intimimbo. Now player Mukofo free Frankfurt, Omar Mamouche. Oba last season, Oba a fantastic season. Also called the international break with Egypt. Also called and also the one no kita crutches are. Yadin Yamashed Naya. Also for several weeks, he's also not going to play. Kushanov. I'm confirmed by last year January. Also prayer. Rico Lewis is out of this game. John Stones doubtful. Phil Foden has started a training, but also no Untimi and started such a high tempo game. And then Calvin Phillips reporting say also recover. He might be part of the 25-man squad. Savio is also out of this game. So if you look at Man City here, they have a lot of tall injury list. By United, they are going to miss two crucial, important players, especially this season. Player bit to say Mount and Akunha. Yes, starting season, people don't even know why player bit to say Kunha is even starting and the player bit to say Mason Mount. And so always also starting. But then a starting season, that two players are my influential in attacking 10. Two of them are not going to play. But there comes the question. If Kunha pra, that's a Kunha, we know Senke Babe Bono as the one of the double number 10s behind the striker. But now you starting season, you have Kunha as the striker and you have Mason Mount as that left side number 10. Now, because of that, one of the players are good in creating chances in the league, good in creating big chances in the league. As far as the Premier League is concerned, Bruno Fernandes. Because of these two players are you are dropping Bruno Fernandes to deep midfield. Now, if all these key players are, and always make business say, why did they even bought Benjamin Sesko? Is it that coach, he didn't sanction the move for Benjamin Sesko, and I say, believes how a person won the ball, Benjamin Sesko in door, and it's just time for that player to start. If Ruben Amorim started Joshua Zexi ahead of Benjamin Sesko, and then it will raise a lot of questions. Omar Barreda mo, and it will cost more, and how United for your more transfer because they made us aware say they are buying two number 10s in the player of Mbeumo and Kunha. So after that, a lot of strikers, United got striker, and if she's come for Benjamin Sesko, huge sums of money. One of the most expensive players at United about. So our brand said about Onyambo game. The game be our best. I'm starting especially against Grimsby Town. No one said that he wasn't up to expectation. Game moment to free bench, but he wasn't up to expectation. So now I clear say United will go into the game without Machon Kunha, and with the exclusion of these two players or starters, that's a still coach and start say Sesko. That means that Sesko doesn't have a future. As far as Ruben Amorim, concerned, and now maybe he's expecting a certain kind of level be from that young chap. To me, I expect say Binder will start in this game. If Binder start here, definitely you have three back, Matthias Delete, Lenny Yoro, and Luke Shaw. In the midfield, I will expect say with the absence of Kunha and Mason Mount, probably they should move Bruno Fernandes to that left-sided number 10. A real last season or boy or Sansu Boni, so that they can accommodate Kobe Menu, any Abrantani Casemiro in that role. Flanks, that wing backs, definitely Amad Diallo, any Lenny Yoro will start in that position. Then Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, and Abrantani Bruno Fernandes. In fact, if you Bruno now in Mbeumo, then you have Benjamin Sesko. How are you in a project is a Sesko? A potential striker, that striker or potent or better say critical chances not or starting or starting. I think the United will have that way to go. To me, I won't be surprised say United may win this game. Defensively, City and Shedani up there. But if you look at United team list over this season, they've created a lot of expected goals, chances that any other team in the league.
Okay.
And almost against this City team, you know that definitely they will create chances. But then the goalkeeper for City will be so much important in this game. To me, I think that it's going to be an interesting game. Probably, we are going to see Pep Guardiola and Jaguni Chemie pa on share who don't fa ne life impo enyo City because injuries as also affecting no. And aside from injuries, there's a lot of things as also quite against. If you look at City, any United recent games are always whenever United beat City, especially in recent times, they seems to be performing so well. And I think say that reflection of that game, this game, I'm going for a double chance for Manchester United. We should expect a lot of goals in this game because both teams defensively they are not solid. City are conceding a lot of goals. Watch your more just plus of 1. They've scored 5 goals and more conceded 4 goals. United are actually 4 goals and also conceded 4 goals. So these two teams definitely they concede a lot of goals and almost also a team also they've been creating a lot of chances. So I expect both teams to score, but I'm going for a double chance for Manchester United. If United we need this game at least I won't be surprised. Now elsewhere, it was Spain. Madrid be away to Real Sociedad, and they La Liga for ni omo manage coach of the month no. Omo Xabi Alonso as the coach of the month. And the FIFA Club World Cup, I did a lot of tactical analysis about how Madrid for best set up on team. And they akwa clear say on boy a 3-back system. Or with 2 central defenders. But in a situation whereby they have to defend, he expects Tchouaméni to drop deep in behind the defenders. Now, Courtois is available. Alexander Arnold is available. And I'm going to clear say if Eder Militao is fit, he will need Rudiger move back best starting. And already they prefer Militao ahead of Rudiger. Din Horse Medika say he's untouchable or move defense. And also Alvaro Carreras, who also starts as the left back in that role. In the midfield, Senna especially this season, Tchouaméni, Ada Goulet, any Brentford that they Valverde because this player, England international, Bellingham, Enya recover. I was starting AA training, and also up front, I'm expecting Franco Mastantuono. Brentford when he people didn't believe he was coming to be a starter, but if you go for a player for South America, assurance can say give the player a starting spot. That is what Omo pay. Ntene Franco Mastantuono, Oba Madrid man just number 30. People believe that Coca-Cola Academy. Meka said no, the players come to play for the national international team. This international breaker last game of Messi Ambo, they gave him the number 10 shirted jersey. So it tells you the quality and the project the Argentine national team over this player. And he also pair with Kylian Mbappe. And also was started season on a very good note. And Vinicius Junior, as far as Omo team is concerned, I think that this lineup can possibly beat Real Madrid. But then they should be aware. I see Madrid conceding a goal. And in fact, if Madrid may concede a goal from Real Sociedad, I'm expecting maybe the player likely to score should be Oyarzabal. Player away. Last time I can't watch him. He has been consistent in the Spain national team or a starter. He's not playing for the Madrid. He's not playing for Barcelona. But day in, day out, Osanso so if they have Barnetial and Oyarzabal, I think, and even Kuba, these are players that they can be a threat to a team. In fact, maybe Arnold Bebono, a Hona Kuba Bobodia, and I say Baronetta Beba, and Arnold Ewojma. So I think say Madrid will win this game, but both teams to score a highly possible, maybe a 2-1 victory or a 3-1 victory for Real Madrid in this game. And they Barca Bebo home against Valencia, and Barca on board Camp Nou. He's playing on board a venue listo. 6,000 capacity, that is Johan Cruyff Stadium, and I believe that Barca will not get that thousands of fans, but then against Valencia should be a game they should win. In fact, Barca started season on a very good note. They don't have any injury crisis. Jules Koundé, Garcia, Kubasi, Martin, Pedri, Casado, Yamal, Omo, Rafinha, and Pablo Torres. These are players I believe that they also start for Barca team. I don't think say Valencia for them that needed pressure and now squad depth to meet me as stopping Barca team. In fact, if all started Eric Garcia and Paul Kubasa this season, Barca team since Martinez, every hono, they've been struggling to have that defensive stability. And Barca team can catch say how they played against Rayo or more highline. Now, if any team be a steady Barca, they'll have ways and means to score this Barca team. And I think that Valencia Afonso will have a nod to also score in this game. In Serie A, there will be a big game, Juventus ni Inter Milan.
Yeah.
And if you look at that game, at least you started season, no, maybe I'm not doing young commerce, but they are on a very fine form since the start of last season. And now I'm gonna make it reinforcements. I'm gonna a lot of players have been removed. The latest installment about this game is that Juve are going to this game very confident. Say you started season, yeah, unbeaten. Inter for after changing Omu coach, Inzaghi, things haven't been the same for them. After that humiliation, Timani Daddy PSG for at the moment first half no match 4. People believe that it's one of the worst Champions League finals in recent time. Now, if you look at Juventus' record against Inter Milan, especially at Allianz, the last time Inter Milan was way back in 2022. That was when Inter Milan called Juventus. But then, if Juve normally you don't expect they will lose at home. They have all their key players in that game. David, Koopmeiners, Locatelli, any Thuram, all these players so are available. In terms of Inter Milan, if you look at Inter Milan team now, Soma, Manola Kanye from Man City Akwakwa Junior. I'm expecting a Sebini Bastoni. This will be the 3 center backs are Ombetimi Abo, Dumfries, any Abrantane De Marco Asuja they will play, and Licono Balera, any sausage in midfield, and Thuram, any Martinez. These are players that any other day they can also score Juventus, and also Juventus fans, so they have a firepower up front. I'm expecting this game to be a goalless draw. Probably if any team can win, I expect say ABR Juventus for also a bit me away, especially in this game. So Listo, these are a few games. Liverpool for on coach. I believe say new coach bounce no a bit me so in that game. So a gamer if why so call Liverpool straight winner na why doing Bayern Munich any hamburger everybody and Nicolas Jackson might get in the first game for a Bayern Munich for it should be a game say I think it's a very very easy. In fact, Bayern for the bit match more than 5 goals in this game. Hamburger for no they cannot stop the firepower of Nabri, Diaz, Olise, and Hurricane, and even with the inclusion of Nicolas Jackson and also bet me Albert here the defense apart. I'm going in for a straight win and over 3.5 goals in that game.
All right. Okay. Yeah, share the Ghana Premier League. You know, yeah, down. Yeah, share Ghana Premier League. You know, na before I be here Ghana Premier League. You know, House of Folk or more NCC for no. And no more bomb match. You know, and I was expecting say Anka there will be some mobilization. You see, President Elba Park. And I to say we are turning a new leaf. A new leaf na se kyerɛ ne sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛ den yɛ pɛ sɛ yɛ boa ma Ghana Premier League na epagya yɛn nyinaa pɛ sɛ epagya de a NCC for no ayɛ National Chapters Committee no ɔmo nyɛ ayo House of Folk as a club no ɔmo hodi ne position bia o entity no ɔmo ni o but ɔmo yɛ the supporters of what the club into supporters no mo so mo yɛ major stakeholders into supporters no omo yi leaders are omo na also mo hwepe omo to get them on board so mbe di ombeba stadium me no ka say House of Folk for na ka also mo elections NCC for no na also mo elections and elections will be the injunction the ato elections na so the expect say aka the new leaders no ana omo aspiring leaders ne substantive ones na omo wo no was so omutumi use this opportunity to even get interaction with their people. And then you say, Mobile Modia, na my day, mobilize supporters at your mind, Aqua Stadium, na Stadium Mayama. By this time, I was a flyers, by this time, I was a jingles, by this time, I was a trophy at Timwa, Huma itinerary. No more to my bon de Rosabia, oh, Wabia Sokorimampon. Now, Peso Babesha has match me, and yes, oh, pa. Yanko has match no yanko support you because menoka say obi a hearts fan no as Okoremampon no supporting Man United na Man United be bobo across post stadium e kwen onam so obe free as Okoremampon aba be hwe without nobody telling him no e wo high enti wo so no udi enie time a wo pese ye to abade ma wo no. This is the right time for you to what? To get involved, mobilize supporters, and what? Move them to the stadium. Say na be ya president na enei why na you say omo person mu disika e share league mu. The number of supporters at what stadium obo say hey na league ya yen pay attention amanfo edi akire ni supporters edi akire ni. What I say eno ne be boa ama iti House of Folk the oldest club in Ghana, and they need to lead the charge. Today, they are playing against Hoho United. A very good game, I expected. We share in recent time has performance, a swing, and almost a Kotoko in recent, just few weeks ago. So, supporters and I would deal with team. It almost did deal with team. I was say, Obi happy omo, no the omoba. Tisomoba no omo bobo a phenomenal second one. The attorney say every day, obey na just obey then, obeba. But me no kase, me hu hwe, me no kase, me nte hwe. Ti me bisa me ho say, House of Folk supporters no, supporters leaders. Ora Elvis Herman Hesse. Metma ka kire omo say, you see, supporters or leaders na o sisi an. Ye obi mu ma, omo wo supporters union mo omo support Blasters o. Almost a basse, ye quackable match here. Blasters quackable match. A quayamon am source of upper blasters cast on Ivory Coast. That's the entrap flight among Crana on the pebas. Abbo bass and MYBET 3344. Blasters go bobo kumasi on the tamale on the fabas de ako. Blasters go Togo, Benin on the Combra Obian Cantrum. But baby almost started to almost support a house and a cotoko. They started supporting a house and Kotoko, and some no mobile supported Blaster because first no, na Kotoko ne house no, na kono ubenyampo no why Kotoko supporter na house supporter. Na wasa ba be leader. They were so powerful, and Bibia's a sign. A more attitude towards the club, and ama ayede edu baby edu because see, the house a kwakobo boy ebi amefa say hohoi. Na house the best 10 buses and echo hohoi. I got support house. Now has a called Jiho Aboswa. Referee grant to me we are house. Suddenly in recent times, Omaka so referees we are house near we are Kotokonia. So support Sunny the Echira. A bed didn't say referee bed, a bed robium. But say so Oma to clubs and a JJmu, house and Kotokono, Oma to Oma JJmu, and Emum Omudi Blasters in Mumichi. Omu years Omasa J position, Kasim. Who opposition chapter O and Aziz Aruna Futa Aziz or the chapter O by chapter O ne onemwa has a chino dia true that and Mushosho inviting mal obey permanent analyst was empa true that omuye campaign man no obey Nasara coordinator na bamba abem 8 good years. Say enya House of Folk, I'm telling you, sir, Aziz Aruna Futa. I can't manage him da. Kawan ni muno, kubi apo ni muno. Has whatever he has achieved, has. It a time when our team nusu ehiamono. This is the time I was about because almost 100,000 Ghana cedis na mamu, which is almost saying bare $100,000.
That is maybe say be $90,000.
To close to $100,000. And no almost say for preparation. I saw no move really gina the ombenya. So sika ye the eba. Say sika more sika has na attracting more money no. Has ni be use as can they top big players. Not say almost rise. What as it wona has no e wasro no eboa e peja wo no. E wo say na wo abasro no. Wo ye den. Wo so peja has no. E make sure say ka enekra no aka wankasa Aziz one kasa near the chapter of nyina both your friends homecoming. Omo matia dani nyina ye nyina na de for once. So moba no team bobo kama no mo sha e be attract them so all the time be also me den omo ba and e be ma politicians no so e discover be shim ama has na sa be gina na so. Ba sania koyi a baby aye din a mente hwe yi de. possible so me president Mahama aba betena abehwe empty seat possible but the same supporters na omo ko tena Crossport Stadium ho eko support Blasters me ebi every one ubu so omo say engbe team support here e ba ke me support House of Folk obeka tro about half of omo ko hwe Blasters omo support omo no half of them support House of Folk but who dey hwe say ne House bebo empty stadium House no ene mo mani eti wo supporting we ni ade o House na ena no mu di akire bebre na ye chapter o members apirigu chakapama o ye House ni mapa wo supporting House of Folk pampe metuma catch House of Folk di ali phobia nyamija phobia de majority na etukwan. Do you know the reason ekwan mo fa so etukwan House no mu di akire na mo di toto mo ho no na mo free radio so na mo ye we so they became like we obi se phobia nyamija se okọ Germany enya House ko no be na ko Germany ebi obe hu ni se ebi politician bi na de ne koye but aye true House na support no what you say eno mu bewure mu abe the same support group na no omo organize ohun no kodi Blasters achi ena mu na mu ana mu ko hu mu di nim mpanifo true House na mu di nim mpanifo me na ye frame phobia nyamija no me na ye frame we me kai a fantastic tailor ni me nim no e radio so ana me nye den me nhia ne da until say me ko hia no wasempa me refi ni din kakra tuntum o ye tailor na me nim na radio so na me koye den true House of Folk na me nim no because enya House no die che o supporting ni gidigidi a akabe den hwan na akabe friends o mra TV so ko ba TV so aba be den but true House but ene House bobo ene ye nyina say new leaf won say so ni kra pete say ye nyina ye ko support me say me mobilizing ko for na ye ko support hohoi me mobilize people ni akọ support ho also muso mobilize no be face yen no omo ma but ene omo so yen to omo so aba omo so yen de yen to omo so aba no omo may lead supporters group no na over be lead there they use it for their personal businesses I'm the NCC chairman for House of Folk it ombe gogo no omo say House of Folk 1911 Oma the Champions League say the huge club no mo use omo the omo personal business but club na nkasa na wo so mo twe supporters the stadium you are not doing that and a post no titles ne da mo so mo stadium na mo ko VIP say wo so mo try supporters no mo jinja wo no ma shija ma dia a support team no na omo supporters leaders na o ko ba bia ultra leaders no ultras leaders na omo wo mo lead Germany and yen ha say supporters leaders no eko and no got VIP no more phones say Susuni. Also a supporter. It's and we master man na me yeden. Make say House of Folk NCC for no. Mon sorry NCC leaders no any more mo purpose ni na. Anaka wo de o purpose a. Nka ye de Ghana politician for ye bia. O de bus be 5. O de atwe nkrofo obi a be hu ni bi o ye House supporter bia o ye be fa ebia kaswa ye de ba ko be fi kaswa ye ba ko be fi Madina ye de we ti ye namu we House we a be gina kwa no ho na tena mu ne yemfa won stadium obi wo on ma o de ne kopo no amfa na ma ope because obekọ no ni team ni ebe wini na wa ye den waba ene olususu a no de ehun ebufu no asaba because on na ho you can do that but omo nyina akwa kote omo nyina ye den akwa kote it's a sad situation you know. When I hear me editorial for today, yen na yen me na yen fan share league games ban so na fe yen yen sorry so.
Okay, I think I say my can there no one no say Osha inka this is something important say nke bet na ampo be boss because is a Black Stars a ball match and a game be cause na supporters union or na impenifo mu di post na no ehwe say ne ye beto aba form edwuma mu a inka de we mpo nkenye say e boss especially on an opening day and a president eba in name say Stone Boy and so ba performing a big avenue man say ni unhia mpo say obe motivate you be say Besinko Stadium. But the only thing they say mo group mo say ba senior okay ba say available ba ku si Jamestown so ankofo ba ku si maybe Madina so ankofo ba e bi sika so akwan so ankofo ba the sa excitement ni sambe Premier League ni biom ene ye ball league na empty stadium near the bar inkofo be ka
president no kura ba na kuma na president ba no a lot of press men will come
ebeba
a lot of eyeballs because president, you know, he moves with national security, the national intelligence. People will know, say, okay, the president is moving here. A lot of people would come. Will talk about it. Into now, or call him for or house match or call into this is the time I was how to
take advantage.
Take advantage. Yes. Supporters not baby. The management can use settings, you know, to secure sponsorship. Yes. But these people don't know, or they know, but deliberately they don't.
Because this is a big avenue for you. One maybe today, Ubenya Stadium na boma, and a stadium na boma. It depends on how you people would advertise yourself. You nimse Stoneboy be perform. There are people on beba also be and now no so Stoneboy into your mobile. So you need to let them understand. Say how to folk ni. Obi beba ho as an individual who send a park na boma. With the supporters union, any the way every time they'll be motivated to come to a house or for game at Sports Stadium. So I think say we are there this should have been something the planning should have started like weeks ago to bring people on board. Motivating game because obi nim say Madina maybe Zongo Junction but since about do 6 into 6 in Mijina Hua join it me aqua support. This is a big thing, especially on the opening day. No, it shows a lot about the league. And there's a league in Mijina year opening day appearance. Any supporters a bit me about bomb more than betche. But say any busy basa abia and na menusu obiti chimpa motivating so ochina Saturday onko any league center onko hematu. Eso mutim tutu omunyama yi. And not just the NCC the has impending for has board. Any BBS or mutimi do mushim no mutimi yes a BB betimi ako meaning maybe ye dim come ebi omutie and I'm no so mo madwin so mo tutu nyama you want to see a full stadium today at Accra Sports Stadium against Hoho United even though say any big game Sama has but the president to be available Stoneboy so beba ho and I'm no so na see who say fans ni beba aba be boaje ha so am me win this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that if you're a supporter now, support the team. They also want to say now you have to support the team. The reason why some a league, in recent years, junior sponsor no move first capable man say the patronage of the league, obi sponsor or pay eyeballs or pay a lot of things or pay audience pay eyeballs. But then if the person who is coming to invest in the league, only that specific eyeballs now, there's no way we come in. Invest in the league. So to me, I think say, if we are supporters chairman, what do you have to do? You have to, because even the Ghana Premier League, they are bringing Stoneboy, an A-list artist in Ghana, and the president to come and kickstart the occasion, to come and climax the event. So what you as a club, then and even the supporters of the club, there's nothing like season ticket holders. I don't think that the national supporters circles, no one they are ticket holders. Even some of them would want to enter the pitch free, and I know that some of them Omura Park free. So to me, such game like this, and we've known that House of Folk last 4 opening games. Their last 4 opening games, and last season when House of Folk to Asia deputant teams are. Last for almost 8 seasons, especially IFS game, almost tie break. Last year, when the Basaki Holy Stars, at the Accra has or Accra Sports. So to me, it's not about doing campaign, spending unnecessary money for people to vote for you. It's about doing what is right. So we this thing. I think that there are a lot of clubs they are very good in mobilizing some of these ones. Team you could be your friend and God. First division team Okobo Tamakra the sprinters supporters a lot of these young clubs yes I know. So a club like House of Folk, I think that the supporters chairman for they should be doing the needful. They should be helping the team because at the Safeway Abba Yomudiska bar, which is, I mean, the Ska Kasibisi in Yama for clubs, apart from clubs in Yaskano, wherever position you will be at from position 1 to 15 will be a huge test for you. I think it should be something that people should also look at. But to me, it's a big game, and the House of Folk supporters should treat that match as such.
Okay, boy, I'm sure Ghana games in a basso has a bobo nene, Kotoko Eko, on a Kotokone in Ebo, Brukum, Chelsea, and Ebo, and Yanshare and Unafi.
Yes, share Ghana Leagues games course why send you can has for game and omni ho now last season has and so the first game it will fear against a newly promoted side no omni ko and omko so I think this game is a big game for them and so who say some person mutimi set up season year and they making sure say ombemo fans na GA this league no omunsu betimi agibio ma e begina game way so now share this particular game its fixture has any ho United untimi omu share that but so both teams performance coming into this game obia a good performance coming their last 5 games for both teams the friendlies our both na no utimi picky wins we need na similar to Accra House of Folk or no so utimi picky wins just a draw against BBN Gold Stars just said they are all on good form coming into this game. I think say on the day Accra House of Folk needs to win the president Ebeba Park fans in Zobeba Beguo and you need to climb out your first game at home with a victory. I think say and then negotiable my House of Folk. There should be a sure win with Asante Kotoko any breakum Chelsea and Asante Kotoko Enso Ekwawe. But Asante Kotoko share coming into the season games or Mabo Born will be our performance. It was just their recent win against BBN Gold Stars 1-0. Apart from that, friendlies against whoever and said we almost we cap your boy with Haas and also House of Lions in Timian Koye. We read this game most of the time Asante Kotoko Piki win. With their last 2 meetings on my boy, Asante Kotoko Timi win by 1 goal. But their last visit, Bekum Chelsea ended in a 1-1 draw. International Kotoko who say from 2022 or J League, Obetimi Asan replicate Asan J League Bioma. These are games so Timi Komu, Etimi make sure so Timi pick that maximum victory Etimi Boam. So me share Ochina with Kotoko game Bono, it will be a crucial game for them. The last time a Kotoko epic win, Bekum Chelsea home. A day tikwe papa ye HS Kotoko. Venue be a heading Emma Kotoko to pick a win. So it's something that they need to do and also perform so well. House of Lions, any Dreams FC. I think this season many were House of Lions for EA because of they are putting up some performance over sure games be or they go in with a good performance but untimi we need Obe Brands and with me pick a win and I'm looking at this season on bet me than in Yamemu. Dreams FC a team be a omoha imagine their last meeting House of Lions home has Dreams FC Echo Shop 2-1. So we send make us say me who say omo to Nyama they need to make sure say on bebo Nyama bibia koyin. This is a game they shouldn't lose again at home, especially against Dreams FC. Into likely said they will get a draw or win that particular game. So into share some of the local leagues are Koswa and some of the games are Koswa. I think Vision and the summer test and so be 1 game to also watch. Holy Stars and 11 Wonders and so another game can Holy Stars so Metima replicated the same thing last season. Mutiminya a win in their first game. Say almost Betimiana another win against 11 Wonders. I think say games are very exciting and I'm looking at this season's Ghana Premier League with Adisa join Adisa production almost Babe joining with the FA with the inclusion of 1 or 2 people. They'll make sure say league ni betimi agina na that energy a Ghana for pay if we the local league netimi aba etimi aboa ne ye collapse ye nyama ba community bia we can get our players into that teams ebeboa ma Ghana football ni na akonini.
Yeah, we now.
Yeah, and yeah, started 2025-2026 season. You know, it's going to be an interesting season so far.
Well, my real predictions,
you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Long time.
Oh, okay.
And I think say it's going to be an interesting season. In fact, we share the cash projections and the cash injections. Somebody assumed this season very good from team to referees and everything. But listen, before I go inside, no, if you are going to have a very good season, now you better say a bit when this animal a lot of sponsors and people to come on board. We will need the referees to be doing their best. And if you also a referee, security, you should make a lot of, because always Ghana has a referee issues biano. Say against the away team no. The away team no baby the na fans and so I think that going forward, every president referees nakasa and we are hoping say they will live up to expectation. Has of folk know how medical kasa game now. It's a game that Ochake has for now under Didi Dramani. They've won 2 cups, Homo World Cup no, and Democracy Cup Homo boy. So in fact in their top 4 you how Homo performing playing against BBNia and the rules of the game. Oh, but Robbie say win game on penalties against you. So they have a very good team. One thing is that they have a very young squad. They've bought players, and in fact, with the inclusion of Ali from Vision FC, one player Obebua Vision FC, especially in the second half of the season, was Ali, former Accra Lions defender, and then I believe that has to work for one of the best defense in the league. The partnership between Asibe and Ali should be one of the best. They are both young players and energetic players. Born calm, aggressive, and they can help us with Frank Abura new striker has for Asate friend Adebayo. He's also a very traditional number 9 striker. Whenever they get in the balls, they can also score. So they have a very young squad, a very tactical and experienced coach. Waji Ghana Premier League leader with a year heart of folk or come on and nearby a lot of things. So I think that he can help this House of Folk. But to me, I think the House of Folk can break that woman. And normally can go a for no blessings or waterfalls, but that shouldn't be something I think the stop House of Folk for from a year winning this game. I don't see House of Folk winning losing this game. I mean at much now. There will be a lot of games so Kotoko Brekum Chelsea. In fact, listo. Sekotoko Brekum Golden City Bia Ayana a tough game, and they are going to meet one of the best coaches in the league and another coach or a very good record against Kotoko, whether instinct at Mediama, instinct at even House of Volcano check last season when Kotoko any Kotoko Echo Brekum Chelsea home no they couldn't even win that game. Uncle ball a 1-1 draw. So Kotoko going to Golden City. Ayana Brekum Hono a very tough game at the man Kotoko. But with me, they have an experienced goalkeeper Eric Oforientry in their place. Although Omolusu Gregory to Adriana, Omolusu they are the top scorer for Ghana League. You know, Amankona also Egypt also. But they've made a lot of signings, and I believe that that game should be a draw game. Yes, I think that Kotoko Elko Golden City be heading, but Kotoko so a very good team. They can also score any other team, whether a mobile home or away. Baby any be chamber ball. Baby any league champions. They are hoping say on best at say or more CAF Champions League campaign. Definitely they are playing at home. One venue a very top par, especially in the Ghana Premier League. You know, baby any dance park or check it or more last games are so far. But last season time or lose Bluesu game at home. It was way back when Karela Fono since then they've played last season and Omulusu just one game at home. So I don't see say Bechem will go there and cause any absence. So a double chance for Baby and Gusta, so highly positive. Then Sunday, that is when a lot of the games will be played. Heart of Lions, Mando. When Ghana has said any team playing at home always a favorite. Heart of Folk Lions, we saw their performance last season being one of the league contenders, and then they've been able to keep some of their key players, Hennessy, Ado, and even their goalkeeper, Brentford, and Osei Lawrence. So I think Heart of Lions are going to be a very good team. Dreams for them, they've made a lot of inclusion, young team, or Modeba Berry Star team. So I'll go in for a double chance for Heart of Lions. Adriana Beko Karela, long trip from Doma to Tamale. I think it should be a gamer. Karela for no in Lusu game. But this season, one of the teams I have so much hope, especially has Adriana. Last season, in terms of management, the club as in the structure, no nanyama and your badnen. Say your CEO, their management team, no, everything is in place, and you the lot of injections are injections of cash that mining company any about domain domafon domahini any domafon say they should just put some of the money. I was saying come the board doma community no omo farm support Adrian. One with a lot of players are Adriana signing this season. They're one of the teams that maybe people should look out for. Doma if Adriana able league no former. They are one of the best teams to beat if you want to win the league. So in that game, I also see it to be a full-time draw. Nations needs to draw All Blacks. They draw for no, but the first game so far this season after a mobile league going to a Nations Abrankasi a venue where even the big teams in Kwakoha they find it very difficult to win. So I see a Nations FC winning that game. Vision and Summertex for no, they don't have a very good record against Vision. Last season, Vision and Summertex boy, no, it was a close contest. Now Vision for an team pick a point, last minute penalty, and then a corner kick and a Summertex for no. A team they were when they came back to a year Newtown, Vision for no a more 3-0. And in fact, if you look at Vision for no or more home record, despite the fact that Omo debutants league last season, only one team in the team share Vision FC. Tamale Newtown. That was Dreams FC. Club or money a very good relationship. So to me, at Tema Newtown, it's going to be very difficult for Summertex to come and meet Vision. So a double chance for Vision FC highly possible. Young Apostles Young Apostles, they are not playing in Wenchi or Doma. So I don't think the kind of support maybe Adriana Benya or Doma, Young Apostles will get that same point. So Mediama, a double chance for Mediama in that game list.
Okay, I'm sure you're awesome. Na the best group nim. Okay, for when you roll it to some na your prediction for the top 4 Ghana Premier League, you know. Na awesome. Mon journey and a year group nim. Ti me the enemy say Kotoko Beje has second, Mediama third, Adriana fourth. You call the next one. Hanti Vincent Dene Kotoko first, Adriana has and a Mediama. And Benedict has Kotoko Lions. Osha a one the HSA Go Stars. Inti has Kotoko Go Stars Lions. Inti when Yamren Asu. See, we're here now. Us, Nina, a Telegram account. Na, yeah,
yeah, me more selection for a game, no.
Okay.
Bayern Munich, any Eintracht Bayern Leverkusen, any Eintracht Frankfurt game, no. Call a belt builder option over 2.5 goals, and both team to score in that game. Olympic Marseille, any Lorraine game, no. Marseille to win, and over 1.5 goals in that game. Sevilla any Elche over 1.5 goals in that game. Benfica any Santa Clara a win for a Benfica and Al Ittihad in the Saudi Pro League on Al Fateh a straight win for Al Ittihad out of 6.35 code no a K4CY.
Okay. Yeah, Benedict. Yes, inti NM selections are medema for MYBET.AFRICA. Three selections, but me use my bet for bet builder option and available with Bayern Leverkusen any Frankfurt game. No, may call for both teams to score and also a win or draw for Frankfurt. Benfica any Santa Clara, Benfica straight win and a 1.5 for Olympic Marseille any Lorient game. No, may call Olympic Marseille straight win and also 1.5. Code no L4CY MYBET.AFRICA.
Right, inti you don't na ebegu your Telegram account inti but more than join your Telegram account no Sports Arena SPORTS no what in temu ARENA join here na yemfa bibia embro otitim ni nyanka yame adoma Monday obeti nka na emum ye be TikTok live nti ya no share or sports.arena.news na bibia anso atumi akoye yakram.